And we are live. Hello, hello to anybody watching. Welcome to another lazy stream. Just gonna wait a bit for anyone who might be joining to trickle in. If not, that's fine. We'll just continue with the stream. So for anyone new who's watching this in the post-stream VOD, is that what it's called, a VOD? These streams are basically just me going through my any previous videos that I worked on to see if like with director's commentary, see if I have anything to add, anything interesting that I couldn't put in the video, and just add it in these for what's it called? What's the word? For posterity, for posterity. Uh for anyone who like um well, man, I'm still so bad at live streaming. Anyway, I got myself a second screen, computer screen, like some second-hand screen that's like fading at the side. It's not really that great, but at the very least, hopefully it lets me stream slightly better. Cause there was a problem where my earlier streams where the video would freeze up whenever I alt tab to another window. So now that I have a second window, hopefully I can move everything there and nothing will be bad. And if anyone was like, if anyone was set notification for this stream, they would have realized that I changed the thumbnail for the stream twice. It went to like a ban thumbnail. This thumbnail for a while. And that's because my last video on self-help culture in Singapore, the cult Singapore, got a defamation struck. A defamation complaint by, I'm assuming, the subject of the video, Mr. Hunmin Klang. I am but I challenged the defamation charge and we got it unbanned. So it was for like a few days banned in Singapore. Like if you were in Singapore, you couldn't see it. You need a VPN or just like not be in Singapore. I guess that's what banned in Singapore means. Yeah. But this was something that I expected to happen. This was something that I had hoped would happen later, but life that's life. You don't get the control when crazy cult leaders try to take down your documentary expose videos. Oh well, but I did get it banned. This is one of those things that's very annoying about making commentary videos in Singapore, is that the defamation laws in Singapore are incredibly painstaking to navigate. I'm surprised I managed to do this for so long, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I'm not sure if I celebrated 1,000 subscribers last stream. I can't remember, but yeah, 1,000 plus 1,000 plus subscribers. I needed to. The next video I'll work on will probably have a slight better like celebration segments for that. Yeah. So I want to talk more about like the banning, the defamation claim and ban a bit later. But for now, I think we'll just watch the video that I was originally wanted to watch. My hope was that, over the next few months, whenever I put up a stream or whenever I have nothing to, filler content, I will be able to finish my backlogs of videos that I have not given like commentary over, and catch up. Who knows? But yeah, this video is the abuse video, the one that was with Obelisk. We talk about abuse. What did I title it? Can't remember what I titled it. If you know what I titled, please put it in the chat. If anyone's even watching. Alright, let's just start this. After the video, we'll talk more, answer questions, and I'll talk more about the defamation ban as well after the video, because yeah, I really want to eat into that. And do let me know if the video audio is too loud as well. Let's go.
Content warning. This video will mention abuse. Abuse. What is it? Is it just physical violence? You bitch.
Oh, my
perhaps even
my comedy
psychological
skits
manipulation.
ability isn't fantastic.
Hey, which way you going, you blind fat cotton brain cow?
Oh, that's a giant soft toy plushie
as
cow that I have in my house.
As you may have guessed, came from a background of a form of abuse, I should be able to answer all of that. But I cannot share my experience to answer this question.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about my abusive situation yet.
I want to, and I promise
I'm
one day I will share my
be
experience.
soon, eventually,
people from abusive backgrounds like mine must be very careful with how we come out, especially if our abusers are still active. So I'm taking care of myself with my own situation by not revealing too much for now. Also, as a heads up, I know the comment section of my videos can sometimes be seen as a safe space.
A lot of people find that the comment section of my videos are a safe space for them to come out about their experience.
Before posting your own story about the topic, if you
I
want to
hope
share.
to keep
For now,
making
we'll just
it
get on
such.
with the video, but I won't be sharing my experiences. Okay? Got it? Great. Let's get started. I think the first question I have to ask is, should people publicly talk about abuse? And the answer is, it depends. Just because I can't doesn't mean everybody shouldn't. It's a weighing of the space you are in. It depends heavily on the culture of where you are and the safety of yourself.
My position on this has changed slightly. I think that talking about abuse,
cut to the
if you can,
cut to the interview.
Is really helpful for anyone who's not in it.
What gave you the
But
openness
you should
to
still
talk
keep
about
yourself
your situation publicly?
Your safety first.
I don't think I ever had reservations about talking about the
So
abuse I experienced.
here I'm interviewing
My silence
Obelisk,
was
who is
mainly caused by
the
the
creator
fact
of
that nobody
webcomics.
would listen. The people in my hometown
I think
were
I
all
will.
convinced
The
my
Recloseted
parents
Lesbians
were two
and
perfect
Miao
people
Ayu,
who
who
would
I
never
think
treat
I
their
will
children
credit later.
badly, thanks
She's
to the
being
masks they wore.
voiced by my
And
friend
later, when I was
Marie
in a different
Howard here.
place, I was told I should
She was
just
very kind to
get
do like a
over it
text
and move
interview with
on.
me.
Has
So yeah.
talking about it publicly had any impact on your life?
It felt like
Somehow I
such
just
a relief to
I just
finally
made a
have
really
an audience
simple
that
group
actually
animation for
listens.
the mouth movement to make it
Talking
seem
about
like
it
they're talking.
publicly and seeing my readers' horror
Not
has
a
helped me confirm
not proper
that it
animator.
wasn't all in my head and I wasn't
Really
overreacting.
move my mic
It was all
closer.
real and my reactions were warranted. I felt validated.
That's Obelisk, by the way. She's the author of comics like Getting Over Him and War and Tea. She's also an abuse victim who shares a story in The Recloseted Lesbian and Miao Ayu. And her accounts of her
I'm still reading her
experiences
comics.
are precisely why
I
we
really
need
enjoy
to
her
listen to
stuff.
victims. It gives
I like the way she draws her mom,
the courage and support needed to
which
stand
is
up to
the
abusers.
character lady with
Because
the
if
X on
you're
her
in
face.
an abusive relationship and have never been exposed to positive relationships, you'd think abusive relationships were the norm. And I'm not inclined to continue to suffer because of that.
The audio seems to be spiking a bit. I mean,
are lying,
lower it.
fat man. You squeal unreasonably. What if they tarnish the names of innocent people?
Obelisk
if
recently
they are. That's
is
a big if.
telling about the
Then it would just
story
be a mistake.
of
You get
her
embarrassed,
coming out
throw
on
out
her
some
comics.
apologies,
So
spend
this would be a
$50
nice time to
midnight
follow her if
cosplaying
you
cab ride to
aren't
confront
already
a
following
possible
her.
abuser, only to find nothing actually wrong and was all a big misunderstanding. So you put it in a video
There's
on
a
YouTube
thing
as
here.
an
What is this
anecdote
thing?
3 years later.
Ew.
I think if the price of possibly saving someone from suffering is getting a little embarrassed in a $50 cab ride, that's fine by me. Getting validation when treating trauma can be life-changing. While most people think that kids these days are too pampered and weak and making mountains out of molehills, the statistics shows a far more different reality.
When I
And
was
those mountains are real.
first starting out
Those
therapy
people who ask
and
for
my
help
therapist actually like
needs
told
the
me
help. Wow.
validated my
This culture of
experience of
everybody
abuse.
suffering is
It
normal
was
can make
really
people in genuine danger think that
it was
their
a
suffering
really
is
huge
normal
breakthrough
too.
moment. I think that a lot of times abuse isn't properly like validated and it can cause a lot of feelings of like you're just wrong, that the pain you're feeling isn't correct.
Do you
The reas-
remember what life was like for you and how you felt before you had the validation that your comics and readers gave you?
Before the validation, I didn't even realize that many of the things that happened to me were not all right. Whatever environment we grow up in, we consider that type of environment the default. So I thought that being mistreated was normal and thus nothing to complain about.
There were comments in the video that said pretty much similar things, and comments in like Obelisk comics also saying similar things. One of the things that abusers do is to create a
it is not the only
system of abuse where you feel like what's happening to you is normal, and that just
culture and media, it gives the false impression that is the most
that's
common
the
type of abuse.
that's how
That
you
physical is all there is.
you suffer for the
However,
longest
fact
time in
is,
silence.
abuse only requires one thing: a recurring pattern of behavior used to maintain power and control over another.
If anyone has any
And this
questions,
can come in many forms.
please just leave
But I want to focus on a single lesson
comment in chat. I am reading the chat
idea of
because
abuse
I think it's
home.
live.
Let's talk about
If
financial
it's not live, I will
abuse.
be very sad.
This is one of the hardest form of abuse to bear witness to. Not just because it's terrible, but also because it can be completely invisible, even to the victims. Financial abusers targets people who are unable to manage their finances for one reason or another. This includes people in poverty and gamblers, but also old people with diminished mental capacity and young people who do not have financial
You saw the recent Cult of Singapore video. Yeah, it's a very
but it's real enough here to have an
it's a very
You
textbook
might be more familiar
example
with
of financial abuse. Having someone
legal
who
financial
just
abuse where you use the law
basically
to
straight
control
up
someone else's funds.
controls
Like what
your
happened to Britney Spears and
your
lots of
money, your wealth,
Basically,
your
taking money.
finances,
But you
who
can
has
also financially
all of
abuse
your
someone by
money and
giving money. And you're
ability
might
to
be
just
wondering, how is that-
make you
how does that
poor
work?
on
For
a
example,
dime.
as is the
It's
case
a
with what
very
happened to
good
YouTubers, Oz
way
Media,
to
Thunderstruck, and their abuser
control
Blair
someone in a
Rudolph.
very abusive
It's a
relationship.
complex,
I'm going to
still
talk about this
unfolding
more
situation,
later
but
in
very
regards to
simply,
the
Blair
defamation
provided
ban
financial help,
on my
transport,
that
jobs,
video.
housing, and more under the guise of kindness to
It's
Oz
kind of
Media and Wonderstruck, only to turn it into a guilt trip of gratitude and finally into a form of indentured
I'm trying to find a
servitude
word.
of
It's
Oz
kind of
Media,
what
and the complete
serendipitous
uprooting of
that
Wonderstruck's
the thing
life
happened
while
right as I
she
wanted
became
to
financially indebted
review
to
this
her,
abuse
where
video.
she had a hand in their salary, housing,
So
and
yeah.
transport, and using the idea they are financially irresponsible to isolate them from friends and family.
So this thing that's
She
happening,
basically
the
controlled their
thing
life.
with Illuminati
You can
is
watch that
still an
expose
ongoing
video to
situation.
get a
From my
first-hand
understanding,
account of textbook financial
Oz Media
abuse, which
is
includes
still
insane accounts
going
of
through like
horrible events
legal-
from theft to modern day peonage.
legal
I hope you're now starting to
fights
understand
with
what is the crux of an abusive relationship.
with Illuminati or
It's not causing
Blazon
pain
by her
or
name.
suffering. Those are the side effects. It's all about control.
What would you say about the common idea that abusers must get physical
I
for something to be considered abuse?
did I did this because like I injured my leg and I couldn't move. So I wanted to do a live action thing where I had a friend like dressed in like
an uncomfortable truth.
a pink
Many
towel
people in their lives,
or something like that, and just like
themselves are
make
abusers.
movements and stuff. It was really stupid actually. Now I think about it, I'm so glad that I hurt my leg.
Some hard to
But that doesn't mean
achieve
that people should
action
hurt my
that
leg.
requires physical energy, because then you don't feel under a threat of easily committing abuse yourself.
An abusive relationship is one of purposefully
I
implemented.
think in the past, like
organized
I was
attachment.
abusive as
I've talked
well.
about this on
I'm
the channel
pretty sure
before,
I'm
but
still
never in
abusive to
depth.
some
Attachment
people
styles are
now.
basically the bonds you form with others when
Because of
you
that,
take a
like
risk and
I
face a threat.
the
Say
way that we
you're
don't
about to eat
actually
a potato
sometimes
chip
know
flavor
that we
you've never
are the
eaten
abusers.
before. You ask your friends, does
And
it taste good? And they say yes.
it
So,
can-
boasted by their support, you
it's-
eat it with confidence.
That's why
and
I
it
said my
tastes good.
mindset on like whether
Success.
someone should be coming
This
out about
is
abuse
secure attachment.
has
That's
changed a little
threatening
bit. I
activity
think
within the
if
chips,
you are
a
able
source of
to
worry,
do so,
taste,
because
and a
sometimes
source of
you
comfort
can
with
even
your friend.
change
And when everything works out, you get to stay safe and
the
build trust.
view
Anxious
of your
attachment
abuser.
is when you require more comfort than reasonable to face a threat. So even after
really
your
hope I'm
friend
not
tells
abuser
you the chip tastes
to
good,
anyone.
you go online to check reviews, look for second opinions and all that. A single point of comfort isn't enough in this case. Quantity over quality. That's anxious attachment. But what if
Attachment
you
styles, I
follow
learned
the
it
review? What if
from
you don't
Ian
even ask a friend?
Danskin's.
What if you just eat
Is it Ian
chips
Danskin?
as they come because you think the only taste buds you can trust
Should
is
be Ian
yours?
Danskin.
That is called avoidant attachment, where you don't trust anyone. Disorganized attachment, however, is when you ask someone
Innuendo
if the
Studio?
chips taste good,
I don't think
they
that's it.
lie to you and tell you yes.
I
You eat it and it tastes like crap.
can't remember. Is
You
he?
still need
Jesus
that
Christ.
person's opinions in
Is
the
he
future,
Ian?
but you can't trust
He
them
runs a channel
fully.
called
So
Innuendo
in any new
Studios,
attempts of this
and
decade,
one of
they will
his
also
videos
become
series is called The
attached.
Outright Playbook,
That
where
is
he breaks
disorganized
down
attachment. It's basically
techniques
a
used
toxic
by
relationship. An abusive
extremists,
relationship,
and
however,
attachment style is
that
one of the things that he
disorganized
covered
attachment
during one of the
relationship
videos.
is weaponized. I like to call this an abusive attachment. Someone who tells you if
Yeah,
the
this
chip
one I
is good or
totally
bad,
made it
depending on
up
how
in
they
the
want
sense
you to
that
feel.
there's no
Control.
like
They might even give you bad chips on purpose
records
just
of
for
it.
the laws. They then
But
overwhelm you with care right after you've been abused by saying
it
things like, "I'm
fits
so sorry,
into
I
the
didn't know.
attachment style
I'll do
in
better
that there's
next
this
time.
like
I
hole
won't tell you it's
where
good
the
anymore,
attachment
or
style
I
doesn't
won't hurt you again."
cover,
And
and
every now and then,
this is
they
a
will
pretty
still
good
tell you
definition for
truth
that
and
hole.
show some care. But whenever they want, they will lie to
Basically,
you
attachment
first.
styles
They condition you to crave
view
the
that
truths of truth
the
and care
styles
they give,
are
just enough to keep you
passive
coming back
in
for
a way
more, because
that
we like the care. There's
people
even a
are
term for this. It's called love bombing.
fixed in
victim
those
gets
attachment
addicted
styles
to the happy
because it's
substances that
their
brain floods itself with
personality
every
trait, like
time they get
like
love
just by
bombed.
nature. But
And
I
as a
think some people
result,
are
the victim gets
abusive
addicted
by
to the abuser themselves. It's just
by
as much
active
an addiction
by being
as, let's
active.
say, alcohol or nicotine.
Oh, this little
Similar
picture was fun to
withdrawal
draw.
symptoms. At least that's what I have observed from my own experiences.
Yeah, I can't really
For
draw,
example,
but I'm
one time
pretty
my
good at
ex-abuser
tracing
self-harmed
and line art
then
and
told
vector
me
art,
he did it because I was not replying to that
kind of like
text.
simple vector
Therefore,
styles.
it was my fault. Just an hour after that, the same person was talking about
Supposed to be
how
like
much they appreciated me
toxic
and
heart
became very
pumping
sexual.
poison heart
Sex
into
is an efficient
Olis's
tool for
body.
love bombers. The human brain creates so many
I don't know
happy
if it got
substances
true.
as a
I'm
result.
not an
At that
artist.
point, they have control over how you feel. Their power over you is the trust you have for them. You want to believe in the goodness, the trueness of their words, that it was indeed just an accident or your own fault. I wouldn't need to beat you if you've just gotten an A on the test. You wouldn't need me to shout at you if you just listened to me. The car would still be yours if you only kept working for me. My heart wouldn't hurt so much if you just replied to my text. These are all phrases of abuse. And that's not
These are
to
all
say
phrases that
your victim
Obelisk
then makes
shared
you
in her
gullible.
comics
Abusers
and
take actions
some that
during
I've
times
experienced
in a
myself.
person's life that requires increased trust. Children and elderly who can't take care of themselves, young adults and people with midlife crisis who are listless, and even people changing jobs or dealing with grief. Anyone can fall victim if the conditions are right, not because of personal failings or weaknesses, but
I
because
still
we've
don't know what to
developed
say
these
in
instincts to
ending
trust
monologues.
others for
I
times of
feel like I
need.
should have a
It's how we've survived
direct
as tribes.
comment.
It's how we grew
I should
up
have
to
commentary
love
for
our
this
parents as
monologue, but I
children.
just
It's
don't
how
know
we
what to
learn
say.
to love other people. It's how we're human.
I try to match the colors with my color of
How do
green and
you
Obelisk
see
color
your
of pink.
potential future now?
In my current life, I'm already free from abuses. In my future, I hope to be free from many consequences of my trauma too. Not every consequence of trauma can be made to go away.
These are
in
just
someone's
stock
life,
footage.
but I am having fewer flashbacks and breakdowns with each year that passes since I last talked to my abusers, and I hope this trend continues.
Especially in comparison to how you viewed it in the past?
In the past, I didn't really think about my future. I just assumed I would
Yeah.
die soon. So thinking that I might actually live is a big step here.
Oh, there's my Patreon at the time. I think I added a couple more since then. Yeah. Obelisk was great, letting me interview her. Letting me cover the subject of something like this was it fun? It was fun. I think it was fun, even though it's such a dark topic. It was fun to do. It was a nice video. It was one of my least resistance videos, surprisingly, because I guess I wasn't doing any call outs. Yeah, that's the video I did Yay! That director's commentary is now over. We the doesn't look like the chat is very active. Is not active at all. And but that's fine. I will just do stream of consciousness, a live stream of consciousness. Kill me. Jesus Christ. My jokes are bad. Let me put something like, yeah. Yeah, so I want to talk about the video that the defamation video that was banned. So oh, someone's here just for ASMR. If you find my voice ASMR, I'm so sorry. I don't find my voice very ASMR friendly, but yeah. I should do something here. Hello. This is no, that's not working. uh thank you. I have no idea how to pronounce your username, so I'll just call you UC because that's the first two letters. Jesus. Yeah, alright. So I want to talk about the band video. So for those who may have or may not have noticed that earlier in the week around Monday, Tuesday. When did that happen? Tuesday, I was notified by a couple of my viewers that the video was not viewable in Singapore, and the documentary has basically been taken down or banned, or at least like not available on the Singapore server. So that's usually like a defamation claim. So in YouTube, there's a couple of like things you can do to take down a video. The most common one is of course the copyright strike, where you say that the video stole copyright work and you can get the video removed, or you can keep the video up and benefit from its monetization, or the other ways are like reporting it for abuse. And one of the reports that you can file is a defamation claim. Defamation claims aren't as common in a lot of countries because defamation claims goes country by country. They will review it depending on the laws of the country. And so happens Singapore's defamation laws are absolutely caca. It is terrible. I freaking hate. Singapore has on the books law for defamation, for libel. What I did would be libel. I think would be if someone were to file like a lawsuit against me, it would be under libel. But it's covered by the defamation law. I don't think it's defamation. I don't think it's libel. It's public PSA, public good. It was an investigative documentary, a journalistic piece. So, yeah. But eventually, that oh my god, I burped, and now my nose smells like my throat. Jesus Christ. Where was I? I lost my train of thought because I sniffed my own throat smell. Disgusting. I'm sorry for the guy who. I'm sorry for UC who said that this is supposed to be ASMR, and now I'm talking about how bad my throat smells. I have no idea how that is ASMR for you, but I'm very glad that you feel that it is. Yeah. So I contacted YouTube's Team YouTube on like Twitter is very active in responding to people who add them. So that's usually, the first call to port. Eventually, I don't know if it's because of Team YouTube or because I did file a counterclaim through YouTube's system. They did end up reinstating the video after review. So that's great. You guys might have noticed that one of my previous video, the first video that I did on Hun Ming Kwang, let me see if I can find the thumbnail at least so that you guys have something to associated with. The first video I did on Ho Ming Kwang, it was also defamation. Also defamation claim. Okay, here we go. The self-help. This one. Yeah. Was also defamation claim, and it continued to be. I couldn't get the defamation claim revoked. So yeah, that's that one's a bummer. Yeah, that part I kind of maybe very, very briefly get it. Like there was this segment in the video where I did make fun of him directly, where I was like, I reenacted a portion that got taken out. That where I was like basically rubbing my nipples and pretending that I was doing a very bad satire of him. Let's see if I can pull it out.
Hey everyone, someone the people who go to the
oh, here you go.
My personal experience speaking with members of Disconnect, do it. So that sounds about right. The rhetorics of self-help culture is, if I can do it, so can you.
Oh no, that's not where I started. Basically, he took out that one segment, so I couldn't use the video segment, and I had to pretend that I was him.
Take it.
Oh, here we go. So I went through like all the weird things that he does.
This is a master crystal skull whose name is Mikado.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be like a entire segment where I was like, oh my god, this guy, he's so weird. But he copyright struck that one segment where I had used his video and audio at the same time. And what the fuck is that? I can show you the segment, but I don't know if it will get copyright strike again, so I don't really want to. But yeah, basically he was like, the original segment, he was holding the crystal skull and going like, this is the master skull, Ricardo. And it was a very benign segment, just going like, hey, look, he sells tarot cards, he sells all these voodoo mumbo jumbo, and here he is claiming he's like the master of this crystal skull, and then me screaming in the pillow going, this is so insane. And because he copyright struck that very specific segment, I ended up just like, okay, I really want that segment to be in there because it makes this part where I scream into the pillow make sense, and I didn't know what to do for it. And one of a commenter on one of the posts said that I should try to reenact it, and I was like, okay, I'll give that a shot. And that's what came out. There was another comment that I should animate it, but I'm not a very good animator, as you've seen. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So maybe that is very borderline libel. It's like, I don't know, if that's libel, then I guess kids in school calling each other's name is libel. Singapore's libel laws are very difficult. Throughout my process of making the documentary, and actually throughout the process of making all my videos, I have to really consider the words I put into my script to make sure that I'm as clean as possible in the eyes of the law. I really hate that I have to do that. I have to make sure I don't accidentally insult anybody unless it's like satirical, and even then satirical, it's they can pull nonsense like this because YouTube's like reporting isn't legally speaking like attached to any like judicial system. They are a company. If they feel like it's troublesome for them, they'll just take it down, kind of thing. But if they feel like it's more troublesome if they leave it up, then if they do take it down, like with a video like mine, one of the consideration might be that, hey, this video has quite a bit of views. If we take it down, it's gonna cause like people to notice, and then they might find that more troublesome than actually keeping up the defamation claim, so they might reinstate the video. I don't know how they actually like make the decision. This is just me doing some speculation. Yeah, but if I was in their position, that's how I would like probably think. I mean, that's not how I would think, but if I was in their position and I had their ideology, then yes, that's probably how I would think. Yeah, but I did get a video back up, which is why the thumbnail changed from this back to the current one. I might still use this thumbnail for my next video. Spoiler alert, like what's coming next. Yeah, but I'm just kind of glad that it went back out, because I understand that there are a lot of people who watch the abuse video, not the abuse, the Cult of Singapore video, who really have been using that video to share around with people about their experiences, and using it to just like pull people out of these very abusive situation. I have like received private messages and DMs from people telling me their story, and it's not a lot. Maybe half a dozen people have reached out, but I think that's more than that is like great. That is something that I can that's something I can go to sleep on comfortably. That I help like that amount of people. Next is another self-help. I might not cover self-help again for a while. I will cover adjacent topics, cause like doing the Cult of Singapore video is I did find other stuff, a lot of things adjacent to it. There's this person called Staff Fuentes, who is like this like this woman in the US that has like that purports to have like superpowers, master of crystal skulls, tarot cards, whatever, can make it rain on command. That's something I really want to look into as well. There are a couple of other self-help individuals in Singapore that I also want to take a swing at, but as we see with like the Cult of Singapore video, it's very hard to do something like this. The Cult of Singapore video took me an entire year to make, so that is something that I will have to like, if I do go after it, I have to take a lot of time to make sure the script is correct again. So it won't be anytime soon. A lot of these things take a lot of time to make, so I hope at least you guys can put up with like my normal video essays content while I look into all those things. Every research has to start from somewhere, and every research they last forever, you know. I hate guru stuff with, but I am personally very anti-guru stuff as well myself. I think a lot of the things that they say you can learn them without a guru, and a lot of the things that they purportedly help you with is just like unregulated psychotherapy, which is incredibly dangerous. Took entire year by yourself. Yes, the video took one entire year from the time I started researching it all the way until the time I finished it. So I started around last September, right after I finished the very first this self-help video. This first self-help video was supposed to be the only one I was gonna do, but after the defamation strike, I'll be honest, I was kind of spiteful. I was like, I'm not gonna let this slide. I'm gonna keep going. I need to find out why is he so, hell-bent on taking down like a small channel like mine. I had like 500 views on this video back then. So yeah, and so I kept going. I started digging, and I was already planning the documentary to I do like one documentary a year. This like big old 30-40 minutes video with lots of interviews. I want to try to do one a year, and this was gonna be this self-help was gonna be something I wanted, was on the books for this year already. So yeah, I started then, and by the time I released the how cults recruit video, let me pull up the thumbnail. Nope, that's not right. Here we go. When I did this video, the how cult recruit video, I got contacted by ex-victims afterwards, and that really got the ball rolling. And from then, it was just in the background working while I was putting out my monthly video every week. I would set about half the time out just to work on this the Cult Singapore documentary. Yeah. You could try another helping hand from someone you trust. It's not so much that I don't want people to help. It's more that I can't afford people to help. If you live in Singapore, you'll know that this place is really fast-paced country. 9 to 5 work hours is more like 8 to 10, and not a lot of people have the time to do this kind of stuff. Even me, I'm like barely keeping up with the scheduling for it. Here's my foul dream, is that my channel would do well enough one day that I can hire like a producer to help me out, because I'm very bad at the producing side of the job, like managing people, arranging interviews, and asking people to for information. I'm very bad at that. I'm one of those like internet diggers. I am very good at scouring the underbelly of the internet to find the information I need from some long lost documents in some weird government's terrible 1990s webpage, but not so much in actually like arranging things. There's this dot here on this O, and it's really annoying me now that I can see it. Oh, where is this? Oh, it must have come from the building. From the overlay. This one dot is pissing me off. So kind of nature. Yeah, I don't think what I do is like exactly journalism. I think I can stray into it. I wouldn't say I like the documentary. Definitely, that was 100% a journalistic endeavor. But my usual stuff, not really. Just research and putting things together in a way that can fit a script that I like to write. I'm gonna switch out this thumbnail because I'm getting very distracted by that one dot. I didn't realize that was there. Jesus Christ. I hope there's no dot here. This mask that I bought to take this thumbnail, like the edges are a little bit uneven, and that also annoyed me for a while. I've gotten over it. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, channel future hope, yeah, producer, someone who can, not so much a journalist, more like a manager, I guess. I need someone to help me arrange my freaking timetable, I guess. Yeah, I just hope that one day it will work. This last video, the banned video, really the Cult Singapore video really did do a lot of help for my channel. I got approved for like the memberships and like super chat and stuff, I think, but I haven't set it up yet. I want to take a look at how I can do it, because I don't want to gatekeep any of my content. The furthest I wish to do is like maybe early access for patrons. I don't want to make it like you have to pay to see anything extra, because some of my videos I don't mind, like my video on like say Pong or how time zones are fake. I don't really care about not say that I don't really care, it's more like those topics aren't immediately helpful for a lot of people. But like this documentary, the Cult Singapore documentary, the Cult Recruit, the even like my video on the pangolins in Singapore, those are very timely videos that I need as little barriers for people to watch as possible, because there are still things that people could do to help those situations. So I don't want to have those things be kept too much. At most early access, like what I'm doing now for patrons. Yeah. I'll have to take a look. Maybe there will be like things that I can do for like live streams and stuff. The thing is, I don't live stream as much when I'm not on my hiatus. Like right now, this live stream is the last live stream for my current hiatus. After this, I'll be back to my normal schedule. Next week, I will start researching and putting together the script for my next video already. So look forward to that. But yeah, if I don't live stream often, I'm not sure if the chat thing will help. But I'll take a look. And maybe like super chats for people who pay can get the name mentioned in the video. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't really use like the YouTube payment system that much, so what else do I want to say about the defamation strike? The defamation, the problem, this, so for those who don't know about like how these things work at the background, it can seem very random, or at the very least like I've gotten like people asking like, oh, if you got a copyright strike or you got a defamation claim or whatever, it means that this video is bad. That's not the case, because the system doesn't immediately know that the video might not be dangerous or might be dangerous. So they play it safe by removing the video first while they review it. Thankfully, this defamation claim didn't come early, because if it came like in the first 3 days, that video is dead in the water. Nobody would ever see it. But it came like 2 weeks later, so it still have some life to, reach the people that needs to reach. And yeah, but it's still very damaging to have it up for any amount of time. It can make people very distrusting of the information, and I don't want that to happen, because it's just a company taking precaution, feel safe to protect themselves. I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand that position. It's not their fault. Sadly, it's not their fault. Yeah, it's the people who are abusing the system, and I'm not very sure how to, like, if I have any advice or any idea on this to improve, because this has been happening for years. 100,000 other creators have done this and have gone through this same system. The only difference is like in Singapore's context, like the country that we're in, that I'm in, it's worse because the libel laws here are super restrictive, and it makes it very hard to do any kind of like investigative stuff. Even while making this documentary, I had to contact a lot of like other people, and some of my contacts were also working on this, and yeah, they have trouble like getting stories like or similar to this out because of the libel laws. And hearing about how many dangerous, terrible things are not reported or shared or just told in public because of this libel law, it can make you very angry. The logic of it is that the libel laws is to make sure that innocent people aren't slandered. But the people who can use the laws aren't the people who need it. The people who can afford the lawyers, the legal fees to file for a libel suit, to file for defamation, generally aren't the people need to be protected. They are usually the people who we need to shine spotlights on. So it becomes a way for people with wealth to prevent others from talking about them. Basically, like what's happening here. Mei Guang is incredibly wealthy compared to anyone else involved in the story, and I know he has sent like legal threats to his critics, and I know those things aren't cheap. The money that needs to be spent to fight those is astronomical. If you are just like a regular guy, if you get libeled, there's pretty much nothing you can do. So this is a kind of law that only protects people with access to legal funds. It's an incredibly stupid situation to be in. It's an incredibly stupid law for this culture. I do not want to speculate on why it was put in place. I have my own opinions, but yeah. I was ready to fight this all the way to court if needed. Like if YouTube didn't lift the restriction, I would have gone all the way. And here's the truth, like they still might try stuff to get this video taken down. I can't guarantee that it won't be, but at least for now it's alive. For now, at least, it's alive enough to help people, and I think I'm just gonna keep it as much. Just so everyone knows, the video is licensed under Creative Commons, attributions, share alike, no monetization, which means that if you want to, you can find a way to download a copy or just like record the video. Do not edit it, and you can repost it anywhere unedited, as long as it's not for making money. You can share it anywhere you want. You can put it on the DVD and give it to somebody. It's fine, right? That's the license under. You can spread this video as far as you want. I will not take any legal actions. I will not copyright strike anybody unless it has been edited or monetized, and that's it. Because like for two reasons. One, the monetization, that's just dirty. The attribution thing, it's to prevent people from the editing attribution thing is to prevent people from misquoting any of the victims. We have to keep their words as clean as possible. So yeah, if anyone wants to feel like they want to take the video somewhere else, go ahead, you know. Just keep everything as is. And it'll be cool. So yeah, we want to make sure this story gets out to as many people as needed. And the view counts are still going up, slowly, but yeah, it's great. It's great. Very happy for people that have that can use this to help others. Anything else I want to talk about? Should I do an ASMR? Let me try. Never done ASMR before. I think I've done it as a gag in a couple of my videos, but never like seriously like, hello, my name is Aiden. This is my screw that. Illuminubi, yes. Are we in the Limbus company hangout time now? Because yes, I've seen the new Limbus company teaser. You're talking about the one that's announcing the next season, or the one that's announcing the next Ishmael? I've seen both. I've seen the announcement for the next season, and I've seen the Ishmael one. Kind of excited. I ran out of Ishmael shard for the next drop. No, that's not her. That's Vampire Dawn. So, you know, alternate ego. I'm used to alternate egos because like I play a lot of games with alter ego, so I can easily count her as a separate character. but it's like 400 tons, 400 roses. Is it 400 roses tons? Yeah, that's the new goal. I do think she drips really hard. She looks really cool. Uh, it reminds me of when Silk Current Silk Current Ishmael came out. It was people were like going crazy about it. We got the Nosferatu drip from Ruina. Yes, I'm quite excited about that look. You can usually tell like what the for everyone else. This is just not. This is just gonna this stream. The remainder of this stream is just gonna be me talking about library of just talking about Limbus Company with Lumi for now. Well, you can tell like what the season is gonna roughly be by the titular eagle for the splash art. Like this season, we have the Bounding Kings Heathcliff. Yeah, very sad, very emo hard rock team. So I'm hoping the next one will really fit this eagle, which is very it has that very explosive and like shit about to get real feel. Yeah, the Canto 7, the panic from trying to get Rocinante to stop is so raw. Yeah, it's I was really surprised when she was like so adamant on keeping Rocinante on her feet at the start of the interval, because I was like, oh, I thought it was just like a quirk, and then at that time it's like, oh, this is like serious twist thing going on. Then we get to the end on the interval, I was like, oh, that they just dropped the peak hammer on us, and that's basically it. I think that was the most emotional we've heard of her. Now, I mean, like emotional as in scared, yes. Dawn Quixote is incredibly emotional character. She's like just hyper most of the time, but in terms of fear, I think that was the first time like she's scared. It's kind of weird because it overshadows like Otis, who was also really scared when the refraction the railway came out. I thought that was a more interesting drop, that like she got really scared of the ring. No, the claw. There was a time in Kendo 3 where she got stomped by Verge. I don't know. I'm still a bit on board that Verge is kind of a fraud. Like, come on, bruh. You have to. I know he helped out in like in Kendo 6 when at the manor, but it's kind of last minute trying to. No, it's like, come on! We barely see him in action. You know, he's called an ego. Everybody has in this game. Everybody and their mother has an ego. I want to see Shell. I want to see Shell come back. I think her ego was kick ass. I think she can walk on Verge with her ego. I think Verge is just like his ego got like the Excalibur treatment. We've barely seen rollers being powerful. And he got weakened when he got sent into the library at the start. That's why he's not very powerful until Imperial does. But like towards the end, once he got his stuff back, especially once he got his glove back, he's basically completely ass kicking. Yeah. Everyone, this is a library Runia and Limbus Company stream now. You can totally ignore me and my content. We're just gonna geek out about something else. Oh, my favorite color is probably a color from Project Moon's universe, not like color as in my favorite actual color. My favorite actual color is green. In Project Moon, my favorite color fixer is I think it has to be Angelica. I really like Angelica. I think she is cooler than Roland as the Black Silence. Do you still believe in the red goat? I hey. I will not be called a simp on my own stream. I just think Angelica is really cool. I do not see her that way. More not just because if I do, Roland will kick my ass, but she's just really chill as I think she fits the Black Silence moniker. She has a better gap moe for the Black Silence moniker because like Roland is very Black Silence. Like he's just the emo, no emotion, sometimes kind of guy, soft spoken. But Angelica is like very upbeat, and it doesn't seem to fit the Black Silence, and it creates this really cool gap. It's like the other colors don't have that nice gap. Like Red Mist, Violent, sure, Gabriella, I get it. Indigo Outer, it's kind of really very mashed together, the personality and the color. Verge, also the same thing. We haven't seen enough about the Vermilion. Bit used to be believable. Is that the Red Mist? I like red, but my favorite color is Roland. Yeah, Roland's pretty cool. I think Roland's one of the like the better written characters in video games in recent years. Of the main cast of Library, I really like Angela. Like I think she's better written in Library of Rina than she was in Lobcore. And her character in Library of Rina is really, really strong. What are my thoughts on that tweet about other powerful fixers in the city like the Jade killing? We haven't seen enough of it because we know that fixers in the city is like, man, I'm really just going full otaku here. Yeah. Anyway, like, okay, we haven't seen enough of the other fixers in the city, and we know that the fixers don't necessarily gain their color through like pure brute strength, even though they do have pure brute strength. Like Angelica and Roland, I won't say they're like brute strength fixer. They're more like their strength comes from infiltration. For example, like Roland just infiltrated Library of Rina for the entire game. So that's like their specialty. Even though power wise they're already incredibly up there. The blue reverb, yeah, Roland specialized in info gathering, and I think Angelica specialized in infiltration. So those are like their fixers special skill. I just want to say I find it very funny because like I can clearly see the attention retention from the stream getting lower the more I talk about this game in such an excitement. But I'm not gonna stop. This is my stream. I gotta do what I want. What was that? Oh, blue reverb. So blue reverb is I think it's in the name, right? You think it's like he gets that Agalia yeah. No, Agalia gets. I think his power is to bring people together. You know, like his blue reverb. Reverb's like music to go through everything, and that's why he can gather the ensemble. I think the more interesting one is Iori. I think she's we don't know enough about her, but she seems cool. And yeah, I feel like all the fixer names is very Agalia is nuts. He keeps just I think he's one of the more scary villains in like fiction these days as well. If you look at all like the fixer names, the epitaph, the secondary epitaph, it all just ties back to something about not just their personality but their story as well. So if you look at Yori's like the purple tear, like the tear, like I'm focusing on tear. It's that says a lot about like her relationship. Like she seems to have a very torn relationship with the people around her, and she's very good at like tearing apart plans and stuff. Indigo Elder is kind of So the reason why I still think Verge is kind of fraud is because one of the reasons is his title is Rate Gays. Okay, gays in my country, there's this thing called eye power. So it's kind of a meme where when we see someone just look at other people do stuff, like a manager or something, that's eye power. So that's what Red Gaze reminds me of. That's how I think about it. Yeah, I don't think we have seen any other colored fixer. I wonder what the Jade Killian is. Like, that's such a cool name. Not just because it's green. I hope we get more green. I want to see a green color. I'm green. I like green. That's my guy's color, look. That's my little avatar. I can be a green fixer. I can be the green fat man. Alright, everybody. It's been nice hanging out. The hour is up. Imagine if it's revealed that Honglu's the Jake. Oh, that is a really good. That's a good cooking. That's some good food. I like the way your brain thinks. That would be a really nuts twist. If I won't be surprised if one of the sinners is actually a color. To be honest, like legit a color, but just maybe kind of like Roland, a color that specializes in infiltration, that to the point that nobody really knows who they are, kind of thing. That wouldn't surprise me. It would surprise me if it's Honglu, to be honest. There have also been a lot of analysis that has suggested that he's just a nobody in terms. No, I think Honglu is actually this. Okay, I'm going to stretch the stream a little bit because I think Honglu's story, right, is very analogous to having abusive relationship. I think he's like covering his pain in this like very carefree personality, or he's completely disassociated, like he doesn't have any reality checks. This is my complete theory, but it just fits the topic because like we were covering the abuse video. But yeah, that's my theory on Honglu. And it kind of fits with the original Honglu story as well. Like kind of disassociated dreamy thing. Yeah. That's my theory on Honglu. But I don't theorize on Honglu much because I'm not one of his maniac followers. I go for Ryoshu. And she's just really scary. Simple mama, scary mom aesthetic. That's easy for my brain to wrap around. That's great for me. Okay, I really need to end the stream now before I keep going. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks to UC for using my stream as an ASMR. Thanks to Illuminabi for coming in to chat about Limbus at the end. If you're ever see me on stream, just talk about Limbus and I will go full nerd. I will go full otaku on you. I'll never stop. Nobody can stop me. I love this shit. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you all next time. And were you surprised at PML? A bit. I'll be honest, a little bit. Cause like there's only 10 people who comment on my stream. You just so happen to be one of them, and that's it. So the chance of that is quite low. But yes, I'm quite surprised. Okay, I'm really gonna end it. Thank you for staying with me. And I will see you next time. Probably after my next video. Might be a month. Maybe I'll do some stream in the middle. I'll see I'll see about it. I'll try to arrange something. But yeah. Alright. Bye. Oh, it's nickname. Thanks, nickname. Bye. My favorite nickname.